Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the C-Man, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down. One of my favorite things about dropping reviews every single Friday, because things drop every single Friday, we can just cut right to the chase. I mean, you already see me wearing the t-shirt. You know that it's Friday morning. It's way too early for anybody to be awake. Except, Marvel's going to make me wake up at 3 o'clock every Friday for this stuff because it's so freaking good. So, honey, pull a chair, man. Take a seat. We are getting ready to dive in, spoiler-free, into episode 5 of WandaVision. And oh my goodness me, is this show so freaking good. I can't get over, just how good it is. And the thing about this show that I maybe love, yet also simultaneously hate the most, is how much it makes my brain think. I'm doing way too much thinking for 3 o'clock in the morning every Friday, right? When we were doing this with The Mandalorian, we get up on Friday, and it's there are potential things that are going on, and obviously that, there were things you could theorize or whatever, but I woke up on Fridays and I was like, throw on Mando. I enjoy the heck of that. Let's talk about how awesome it was. Now I wake up on Friday mornings and I'm like, let's throw on WandaVision. What does that mean? What does that mean? What is that? And that and that and that. What? You get some laughs because, the sitcom stuff, but then you're like, wait, what's really going on here? What is, pause it. Over here, let's analyze, bring this up, blow it up, full screen, throw it up like I'm freaking in Minority Report, man. I feel like every single inch of the frame I have to be analyzing and thinking about, and it drives me nuts because I don't want to be thinking that hard at 3 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast. But I also love it because it's not just me that's doing it; it's everybody. And what I'll say is, within the last week or so, I've been diving in even more so than I was the first couple weeks, because the things that are starting to be revealed and are out there, and just the amount of people talking and breaking things down, I got caught up in it this week. I got pulled in, and I've kind of stuck to my guns most of the way. And there's some things that have been going on, being talked about outside of the cinema sit-down, that I've been hearing, and I'm like, they could be at play. And, I was waiting for the appropriate time to really bring it in. I probably should have brought it in last week. Although this week also makes a perfect opportunity to bring it in the spoiler review, because now it seems like it's even more at play with just some of the things that they're hinting at. But as I went down these rabbit holes that I went down this week, I just sat there and I thought, you think Kevin Feige thought about all of this already? To this point, with the MCU's track record, I think it's fair to say that Kevin Feige is the smartest man in the room at all times when it comes to things that are Marvel Cinematic Universe. That dude is so freaking smart, and he's able to pivot and turn and adapt. I think there are things going on behind the scenes sometimes that we don't even realize are going on, and it's things that have helped Feige keep himself 2-3 steps ahead of everybody. When you have a guy like that, and you have the amount of stuff, specifically this week, that dropped. We got a new poster. There was trailer footage. I don't know if it was an official released trailer, but it was the episode 4. It was a bunch. It was, I guess, maybe mid-season. I did check it out. I didn't mean to. I was like, well, it's the episode 4. Maybe we should watch the trailer. And then it wasn't an episode 4. There was more than what was in this episode in that trailer. But just seeing all these things that were out this week, I'm like, it feels there's a degree that feels like it's getting away from Feige. People are getting ahead of him, and I just don't think that's possible. And it's some of the genius of what's going on, because when you watch this episode this week, one, the era in which we dive into for our sitcom stuff, spot on, like it is every week that we dive into the sitcom stuff. I really liked what they did with the sitcom elements this week, and I think they really worked in building out the episode that they were building. Some of the things that they do get real heavy, and the era of television that we're kind of looking at in this episode dealt with a lot of heavy subject matter. There's a period of time where sitcoms, as funny as sitcoms were, also got to like really hardcore like family and like friend type problems, and this episode handles all that stuff perfectly. Then just the actual WandaVision stuff, like the things that are going on with inside of this story in the MCU. Oh man, like it's a big episode. Like again, like we get some answers and some very definitive answers, but then also like a lot more questions. And it's one of the things that like when I'm watching this show and I'm thinking about all the noise outside of the show, I'm thinking about everything we're seeing inside the show, and all the noise in my own head about the things that I've been thinking about this show. And I sit there and I go, every week, when we get something revealed to us, or there's a new piece of information or a new clue to analyze, feels like it plays right into the thing that we want it to play into the most. Yet if you step back, also feels like it could be playing at 3 or 4 different things. And that's, for me, the genius of this episode and the genius of Kevin Feige. I'm more with the mass public, I think, as far as theories go. Stuff that we haven't talked about and we'll talk about in the spoiler review. But some of the stuff that I haven't talked about that's been being talked about. Really strong vibes for this episode. Just for some of the things that are at play, it would make a lot of sense to go that way. However, I'm still not ready to fully commit to it because I think it still could fall several different ways. And maybe at the end of the day, everything that everybody is thinking about, maybe that's what's going on. Like, maybe there's a way where it all ties in together. And I'm sure it's going to, because like I said, Kevin Feige's a genius, and the people he brings on to write and direct and help create all of the shows or movies that are in the cinematic universe are just all top-notch people, and they deliver way more often than they don't. So it would, I wouldn't be shocked that if somehow like everything we're thinking about maybe plays in here, and this episode makes you think that it could be a lot of those things all at play. But all of that aside, all of the things that just are spinning in my head after I watch these episodes. This week, like I said, I really enjoyed the sitcom stuff. The laughs are really good. The dramatic moments are really good, and they still fit with what's going on inside the story, as well as like the sitcom concept. And I'm just in love with everybody that's in this show, because everybody that's in this show is just playing at such a high level. Like even our smaller characters that aren't Wanda and Vision, like stuff that we get with Monica this week and with Jimmy Woo and Darcy, fantastic. The stuff with the people inside the town, some of the townsfolk that we get to interact with, people like Norm and Agnes. I just love that everybody shows up to play and play big. And this episode allows a lot of those smaller characters to have some real big moments where you're like, I love what you're doing from a performance. And like don't just think because you're on the periphery doesn't mean that there's not a lot of talent at work here. But of course, the 2 big stars of this week are the 2 stars of our show. Liz Olsen and Paul Bettany are they're on absolute fire in this show. And every episode, it just seems to step up, like it just keeps going up, up, up. Every episode, they do something different, something that just elevates the performance in the episode and everything that's come before it. And what we get with Wanda and Vision, what's going on with them in the context of the show, just gave Bettany and Olsen so much to chew on and play with. And it's crazy because like you only have like 30 minutes to get all this stuff in here, and just the little single individual moments where it's a look of the eye or a body, physical body reaction that you get from them. It's just so good, man. And their comedic and dramatic stuff this week is some of the best that we've seen in the show so far, specifically on the dramatic side. Like I said, this show is evolving. And as it is evolving and pushing us, we're about halfway through the second act at this point. We're pushing toward home. The finish line is not too far away. We can see it, man. We got like one bend to come around, and then we got the straightaway. And the show definitely feels like it's ramping up in the way where it's like we have all these questions, we need answers. We're getting answers almost every episode, but we're also getting bigger questions for whatever the ultimate thing is that's going on here. And I think they gave us some good clues into what is going on. But at the same time, like I said, I'm afraid to commit to any theory that I've had, that I've read out in the universe. This show just keeps you on your toes, man, and I'm loving everything they're doing. And the surprises this week, the things that really blow your hair back, make you go, oh, damn, I can't believe they did that. Whoo, do we got some things to talk about in the spoiler review. But we gotta save them for then. So that's it, man. Those are all my non-spoiler thoughts. I loved episode 5. Like I said, it's making my brain think. It's making me want to play with all the theories that are out there and figure out how every single one of them could fit into, that missing puzzle piece hole. It's like the way Wanda can manipulate reality feels like we've built this whole puzzle and we got one piece left. And every time we grab a piece that we know looks identical to the shape of the hole that's left and we go to put it in, it's like that shape changes. And I want to think about every angle and figure out how every angle could fit into that last puzzle piece. And I can't wait to see where we go, man. They're doing some really, really awesome stuff. I love what it's making me do in my brain and just enjoyment level. It's some of the best. I say it every week, but it's true. It's some of the best that Marvel's done. And this is how we're starting phase 4. I cannot wait to see what comes next. But before we get there, we got another week. I can't wait for next week. Before we get there, I got to know what you're thinking, man. No spoilers down below. But let me know what you thought of this episode. What was working, man? What was the sitcom stuff working? Was the overall, storyline stuff working? What performances popped for you this week? Anything you're thinking about that doesn't spoil the episode, down below in the comment section. If you didn't watch the episode and you'd like to start your day by coming here first, getting excited for the episode and then going and watching it, what about today's conversation got you excited about? What are you now thinking about, looking forward to seeing in this week's episode? Anything you're thinking about WandaVision, spoiler free, down below in the comment section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime, we're talking WandaVision every Friday morning. Just regular movies, trailer reactions, just conversations. This channel is always adapting and thinking about adding things. If you like to dance, we haven't done that in a while. I'm feeling energized, and I'm actually off today. I usually have to do all the WandaVision stuff and then go to work. I'm off. So maybe time to get back to the dancing. If you like to dance with the C-Man, just kind of hang out with anything we're doing, and you haven't yet, you want to show a little love, support, jump over there, man. Join C-Maniac Nation by hitting that subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down. Ooh, I hope y'all come over for the spoiler review because I cannot wait to talk about that. Oh, there's so many good things going on. But until then, for the C-Man Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace. Well, that's all live and breathe. You still here? Check out a video like this one or this one. And hit the subscribe button so you can get alerts and check out everything the C-Man's got at the Cinema Sit Down.